Yeah, it would be yours. Yeah, you can make it
Bro, I'm
yours.
getting sick thinking of this shit. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Clearly Distorted podcast, where we discuss our clearly thought out ideas shared through our distorted lenses. We cover the week's trending topics ranging from social issues, sports, politics, news, and much more. I am Daym, aka the Devil's Advocate. That's Julian, aka the Morning and Evening Star. And she is Patricia, aka she ain't all there.
You keep forgetting the second name I'm requiring. What is the problem here?
How many the first name is long as shit.
Two names. It's the Morning and Evening Star and Mr. Enigmatic.
You pick one.
I have two. Actually, I'll pick one, and it's both of them.
Just switch it up every other week.
No. It has to be in that order. The Morning and Evening Star and Mr. Enigmatic.
It's
Julian,
aka the Morning and Evening Star, aka Mr. That's too much, bro. You gotta pick one.
Look, man, it's not too much. I need this to feel right. It's not. The vibe isn't working if you don't say it right.
What's the vibe that you're going for? Like multiple personalities? Like what's going on?
I mean,
I just want to be recognized for who I am.
Listen,
cut it the fuck out.
I just want to be me, man. Like that's
listen,
it,
I prefer the prolificator. That was a good nickname, but
no, it was not a good nickname. And she's not all there. I don't know how you live with that either.
I don't care. I really don't.
I've been telling her that for as long as I've known her.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a little connection between the two of you, and that's really cute. And no, I don't want to be known as a prolificator. Anyway, the Morning and Evening Star, Mr. Enigmatic.
Anyways, how's everybody doing?
I was fine, but I don't know. Daym kind of just killed the vibe there.
I killed the vibe? Bro.
Maybe I'm exaggerating.
Just a tad.
All right. I'm starting over. There's no way this could be the fucking opening of the episode.
Daym, I'm giving you shit. It's part of the thing. It's part of the show.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry.
He doesn't get it, man. He doesn't get it. You think I'm being difficult just for the sake of it? No, it's part of the show, bro. It's what gets the people laughing.
Gotcha.
I thought you were playing along this whole time, bro.
No, I thought you were serious. Jesus.
Patricia, did you think like I'm really serious over this?
No.
Okay.
This is what you do every single podcast.
Every week.
Every week.
My bad.
All right. Let's go.
Well, this is episode 25. And this week we'll be talking about Angela Reese, LSU, Can't See Me, NBA playoff predictions. We'll dig into it as much as we can. Trump finally arrested. What were the charges and what does that mean? DeSantis versus Disney. I feel like DeSantis is almost going to become like a regular topic. And then Clarence Thomas taking undisclosed trips with billionaire donors. Let's get into it. But before that, how are you guys?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, pretty good, Just working, doing my thing. Being shining bright.
And
both in the evening and at night.
I'm good too. I'm doing good. Can't complain. It's cold as hell outside. I wish it was spring already, but other than that, we're doing good.
Cold
It was a
as
short week.
hell.
Cold as hell. It's like right now, I think it's like 40, 39, 40 degrees.
Yeah, I never quite got
And
that
rainy.
term, considering people burn in hell. But yeah,
But you know,
Whoa,
it could
you
be
never got the term "burn in hell"?
no, cold.
Cold as hell.
Cold as hell.
But you know, if you're in a situation that it's really, really cold, it almost burns.
That's true.
So I think that's kind of where.
That is true. Well, here it is hot as hell.
Yeah.
It's an oxymoron, but maybe to you, cold is winter. Maybe hell is winter. Maybe hell isn't like little devils in the flames. Maybe it's just a really cold, brutal place.
Right. I get it.
You know, like Chicago.
But when I'm in Florida and it's hot, I never say hot as hell. I say hot as devil's balls.
Oh, I say hot as fuck.
Hot as the devil's balls.
Yeah, I mean it must be hot in that package.
Okay.
That's just my thinking.
Daym, do you think the devil's balls is a hot package?
I think if the devil is in hell and hell is burning, then all of the devil would probably be very hot.
This reminds me, I wanted to ask you, Daym, do you like parodies?
Not really.
How about a parody's nuts in your mouth, bitch? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I said not really, so it doesn't.
That's why I said how about. It's a D's nuts joke, you know. Like,
yeah, but
he doesn't like
it only
any kind
works
of
if I said like, yeah, I love them.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. I didn't know that was the rule.
Hey, it's doesn't
That's how it
work. If
usually
I say
goes.
no, then you can't
No,
offer
but
me something.
That's
Why
why
are you offering me something I'm telling you I don't like? It doesn't work like that.
Well, it would be like, hey, do you like coffee? And you say no. I say, well, how about a cup of tea?
That's
So
not
it's the same.
how it was.
It's the same thing. So it's like, do you like parodies?
Not
You
how
said
it
no.
was.
I said, well, how about a parody's nuts in your mouth?
No, it only works
No,
if I say yes.
It would have worked if he would have said, yeah, I love it.
It's an alternative. You know, here's a problem with you, Daym. You analyze things too fucking much. It's just a joke, bro. Like,
yeah, but the joke
like
only works one way.
Damien, how could you not like parodies?
Or parodies in your mind. Real seriously, like.
I mean, I don't know. They're always goofy. I don't like goofy comedy.
You know what's weird is that you guys want to call me the prolific hater, but here you seem to hate fucking everything, Damien.
I don't hate it. I'm not. I mean, it is what it is. It's just not my thing.
So, what kind of comedy do you like?
I like.
He doesn't like to laugh.
I like raw, like real, like comedy, like real
stand up. You like stand up.
I do.
So
like
wait, when you say like
movies.
when you say parody, are you thinking about skits?
Like I think of what's the guy that used to crush
the watermelons?
Watermelons. Yeah, he
Gallagher.
made parodies. And then like the Wayans brothers make parodies of that Scary Movie.
But you don't like
that was funny
movies.
though.
Yeah.
What was it called? Is it called Scary Movie? That's the name
I know
of the
what
movie?
you did last summer or something like that.
No,
It's
that
called
was the
Scary
actual
Movie.
Scary Movie.
Yeah,
It's called Scary
The
Movie.
movie was so
movie
funny.
franchise.
Come on, Damien.
No.
Yeah, like
Scary
you don't
Movie
like
was so
the
funny.
old
Take
like
my hand. Take my good hand.
like Mel Brooks films or like Leslie Nielsen or like Airplane and Naked Gun. And
I mean, I watched Airplane.
Baseballs.
No,
Yeah,
I hate all
son.
that. All that shit is goofy.
Oh my god.
You
And I
hate
liked
all that shit.
which one was the one? Wait, which one was the parody of Robin Hood with Dave Chappelle in it? That's so.
Yeah,
That was such a funny movie.
Yeah, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Men in Tights. Yeah.
Nah, I'm never going to the movies to see any of that shit.
Wait, so did you not also like the Three Amigos?
I don't know if I saw
With
that.
How about Austin Powers?
No.
Oh, I forgot about Austin Powers. Damien, like your wife said, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah. Don't know who the fuck the
What do
princess
you
and the
like?
frog is.
You don't know what Princess of the Frog. You don't know anything.
Nah, I'm not into none of that goofy shit.
You're not into parodies. You're not into goofy shit. You're not into sci-fi.
Nah. Real life, man. Real life is
So what the fuck
entertaining
does that
enough.
mean? Anyway,
Let's do our 20 questions.
this all happened because I tried to do a silly D's nuts jokes to Damien. So
It was bad delivery.
yeah, of course. Most of them are, but anyway.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Hold on.
Questions.
What are you gonna do about it, Damien? What are you considering leaving when I make these jokes, or
What the fuck are you talking about?
are you considering leaving? Do you ever thought about leaving when I make these like bad delivery jokes or when I annoy you?
Like walk away?
Yeah, leaving.
No, I can answer that.
Would you consider leaving?
I would have left.
Since
never crossed your
episode
mind?
1. You would have left episode 1.
See,
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to set him up for another fucking one. You know, it would be consider leaving these nuts in your mouth, but of course you'd have to agree to the initial thing in order for it to work in your brain. All right, sorry. Next one. It's not working for me, guys. Like Daym is not being cooperative.
Cooperative.
I'm trying, you know, like I'm trying to fuck with him a little bit, but it's not working. Anyway, he's catching on to my shit too much, Patricia.
I think so. I'm still I'm lost.
Yeah. Even like when I first said morning and evening star, like he wouldn't do it the first time I brought it out. He was just like
He probably had to do an extensive research.
He
if
did.
There were any,
He did.
If there were any kind of sexual innuendos or
Absolutely.
anything.
He absolutely did, and he made sure he let me know about it too. So I was like,
funny.
damn, bro, you're not stepping into a mine, bro.
Bro,
Like,
I literally read like where that quote comes from, who said it, who with their relationship, who's their brother, and all of that. Yeah, and I got into it.
all right, my bad, Patricia. Please.
I think that's absolutely crazy too. By the way,
What?
The story
that I would do such a thing.
Oh,
I mean, it
yeah.
fits you because
you.
you are not very
It is quintessential Daym for real.
behavior.
Yeah. Patricia, my apologies.
Sir.
20 questions, please.
All right. We need like that. What was that show called? How to Be a Millionaire? Like the lights coming up.
Little spotlight on the both of us.
Okay. Question number 1. If you were in a room with a gun and 2 bullets, who would you shoot? Hitler, the devil, or King Leopold II?
I would shoot Hitler because the devil would probably be impervious to bullets.
What, you got 2 bullets though?
Yeah.
Oh, then whoever that other fuck you said.
Yeah, I don't even know who the other person was.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You guys don't know?
Has to be a bad person.
He probably killed a bunch of Syrians or Palestinians.
She looks so disgusted right about now. Patricia, please enlighten us.
I guarantee it's coming. Go ahead.
Okay, so when we were doing the prep and I said that I was going to take your black card away because you didn't know who Princess and the Frog was, that you don't know who this person is, he's killed so many Africans. He's killed more people than Hitler. How do you guys not know who he is?
Who? What's the name again?
King Leopold II from.
Oh yeah, okay. Isn't it like Leopold? Like, isn't that how you would say it? Or
okay, so excuse my.
Yeah, okay, I know who he is.
My accent.
Thank you,
Damien.
Okay, I know.
You didn't know who he was.
I'm familiar.
No, you're not.
Ish.
No.
Ish. That counts. that factors in.
I've heard the name before.
All right. Well,
I mean, he was literally like cutting kids' hands off if they were not meeting like the daily quote of bringing the money. And there's actually a history about it. I saw this like a long time ago, and maybe I'm not very accurate about it, but was he from Belgium, or I don't know where he was from, Belgium or wherever he was. They still have to this day in their candy shops or whatever, little chocolate hands that people buy and eat and stuff like that. And it comes from that.
That's kind of creepy.
It is.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. So, and Damien, you didn't answer your question.
What? Yeah, I agree with Julian. I don't think a bullet to the devil's head is going to do anything.
If devil was a person that you can kill, I'm not talking about shooting like a spirit.
Okay.
Well, if you could kill the devil, then obviously, then the devil would be probably my first choice. Then I wouldn't have to kill anybody else.
He was from Belgium. I had to Belgrade. I said Belgrade. Okay.
I'm going to change mine. I'm going to put 2 bullets in the devil. Shoot him in the head and then shoot him again to make sure I took care of the job. And then it'd wipe out all the evil in the world. So, yeah.
But these other 2 guys already exist in the world of evil. So you think if you kill the devil, just all evil goes away?
Yeah, that's how I always thought about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because we live in a certain time and space doesn't mean that other beings do.
All right, number 2. If someone wrote a book about you, what would it be called?
The Morning and Evening Star. Nah. Okay. That's a good one. Someone wrote a book about me. What would it be called? Mr. Enigmatic. Yeah. Mr. Enigmatic. Yeah. I like that.
He did it the hard way.
He did it the hard way.
Pause.
Explain a little bit.
Self-explanatory.
I mean, like,
I don't.
Okay. Okay.
It's self-explanatory.
He did it the hard way. Is this a fiction, nonfiction?
How about just the hard way?
Yeah.
The hard way.
Okay.
I like that.
Number 3. In order to survive, you have to eat a whole barrel of either vomit, phlegm.
Oh God. Oh.
Or your bodily fluid. You have to eat a whole barrel. You have to eat whatever.
Right.
A whole barrel of vomit, phlegm, or
phlegm.
your bodily. Oh, phlegm. Yeah.
Okay.
Or your piss.
I would do. What do you mean? No.
You said bodily fluid.
You mean your nut?
Oh, I guess I could have said that.
Oh no. I'm just dying is what I'm doing.
Wait. What bodily fluid? You mean urine, or you mean nut, or sweat, or blood? What do you mean?
Your semen.
Ooh, urine. I would have gone for that because some people do that.
That's why I didn't choose it.
So it's the first one is
vomit. Nice hot vomit.
Phlegm or semen. It would be my phlegm.
Yeah, it would be yours. You can make it yours.
I'm getting sick thinking of this shit.
Well, isn't phlegm and vomit basically the same thing?
Not really. No.
I guess, yeah. I think oh my gosh. I think I would go with the phlegm. If I had a choice, I'd go with the phlegm.
I don't think I could successfully.
I need a drink now, I feel.
Do any of that. I would not. I'm gagging thinking of it.
I would die.
There's no way I could. I would die. I would just die.
Are you picturing? He's a mental person,
Oh,
so like a
God.
barrel of hot
Stop.
Let me
My
make
stomach
it.
is turning.
That's better, right?
I
You
Okay, how
just
about
really,
let me
phlegm.
let me. Okay,
you made him
why are you
sick.
sweating? Why are you
You
sweating?
made
This
him
is
sick.
disgusting. This is.
All right.
Daym, you look a little green, man.
I feel green. I
All
feel
right.
exactly like that.
Number 4. Take that drink. Wash it
I
down.
needed it.
Okay, number 4. What's one thing most people don't know about you? Well, I know now Damien doesn't have the stomach for anything.
I think a lot of people know that. I achieved first degree black belt at the age of 11 and was the youngest in the state of New York.
Wow. You shouldn't even own a gun.
Why?
You already know how to fight.
Yeah, but not everybody wants to fight.
I mean, you cannot Chuck Norrie
Man,
the bullets.
no.
I like to oil paint.
Oh.
I knew that though.
I didn't know that, but it's just, I'm just picturing you like, you know how like in the movies, maybe Damien doesn't know because he doesn't watch anything, but like in the movies, the ladies, they like oil painting and they go to the porch, topless, and they stretch and then they start painting. That's what I'm picturing.
Julian painting naked in the apron.
Like Bob Ross.
Boys and girls.
There is some truth to that. When not for me painting naked. I'm saying when you paint, it's a very freeing experience. It's one of those things that you do and you can totally get so wrapped up in it that for me, like when I really get in the mode, I turn on music and really almost nothing else matters. So when you think of people painting and they're naked or any of that stuff, it's really understandable if you understand, like, an artist and the way they operate. Usually it's in the comfort of your home, doing it how you want to do it. So
I've always wished I
stretch.
was that artistic and painted. Like I wish I would like and have that talent, actually. That's one thing I wish I could do.
It's a craft. You can develop it. Some people have natural talent, but I've been painting for years. I do landscapes. I do still life. I do seascapes. I do some abstract. So, I do a lot of that stuff. I love it. So yeah.
Cool. All right. I'm thinking that you guys will really appreciate this question. What lyrics are underrated, but you guys think they are great? And you don't have to give me a whole book, just the artist, the whatever. What lyrics are underrated, but you guys feel like they should be, one for the books?
It's really hard because there's just so many.
Then it should be easy. Pick one.
The easy choice would be a hip hop song, but I'm gonna try to not do a hip hop song. Just give me a minute. That's one I got to think about. I'm gonna say John Lennon's "Woman." I think the lyrics in that song is amazing.
And it's an underrated John Lennon song?
It's not. It's a very popular song, but it's not really like when you hear people talk about how great lyrics are, that's not one that usually comes up. So I would say that. And being that we live in 2023, most of the dumb fucks out there never even heard of it. So I say John Lennon, they say John Legend. So, whatever.
Oh, well, I guess I can see how they could confuse John Lennon.
And then they say he's old, and then that really makes me feel fucking old. So, I say John Lennon, woman.
Yeah, I can't. I mean,
10, 9, 8.
for whatever reason, the first verse in Triumph is like blaring in my head, but that's not really underrated. It's like one of the most highly rated verses.
It's not that
Screwed
lyrical
you.
though.
I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these
These
mockeries.
mockeries lyrically perform armed robbery, flee with the lottery, possibly they spotted me. I know, but I don't think it's like that, like lyrically, like the wordplay is nice and the way he delivers it, but
yeah, there's no doubles and triples and any of that shit that I really like. Can I come back to you on that one? Can we
Sure.
make this question the last one?
How about
Okay.
this? Let me read off a little excerpt of the John Lennon lyrical
Yeah,
thing,
please.
and maybe you could think about it. So he's essentially, I guess he's talking about like him and his woman had a fight. Now, a lot of the songs he wrote when he went solo was about him and his wife Yoko, right? So the lyrics start off, "Woman, I can hardly express my mixed emotions and my thoughtlessness. After all, I'm forever in your debt. And woman, I will always try to express my inner feelings and thankfulness for showing me the meaning of success." So you can see in the beginning, he's kind of hinting at things. Then it goes into the chorus. And then I love this line. He says, "Woman, I know you understand the little child inside of your man. Please remember my life is in your hands. And woman, hold me close to your heart. However distant, don't keep us apart." So yeah, that yeah.
That's really nice. You know what? When you
loud.
were reading it, when you were reading it, I was thinking that probably some women would have a problem with this song nowadays. They'll be like, why is he calling her woman?
Nah, you
Yeah.
see, anyone who that's a manufactured shit. Like that's all fake.
Bet you.
No, that's
bet
all
you.
fake. Some idiot says something on Twitter, and then everybody says, "Look, everyone's canceling it." Like that's nah.
No, I didn't say cancel it, but they would probably have a problem because people have a problem when a man says, "Oh, this is my woman."
No, like there was recently some song where Natural Woman, I think, people they started this rumor that the trans community was like boycotting the song Natural Woman. And it turns out it was all
like
all
one
a hoax.
person.
It was a lie. Yeah, no, it was like a parody site that made a joke out of it, and then people ran with it and said, "Look, they have a problem with it." But yeah, that's not. But anyway, "Woman," John Lennon, beautiful song.
I think the issue I'm having is that I think I only listen to good shit, and so I feel like whatever I listen to won't be underrated because everybody's going to recognize its greatness.
Wow, that's awfully big-headed of you. But
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure you can find something in there. So, are we gonna pin that answer for you?
Sure, but I'll continue to try and think of something.
All right. Well, Daym,
he's gonna need a month.
Yeah, Daym will. He's probably not gonna
season
appreciate.
2.
You're not gonna appreciate this question. Oh, if you could invent a musical instrument, what would it be and what would it sound like? I figure since you guys like music so much, I would ask musical related questions.
I'm such of a sucker for violins, so I would invent like a horn that sounded like a violin because I think it would be easier to play.
A horn that sounds like a violin.
Somewhat sounds like a violin, yeah.
I do like the sound of the violin.
Yeah, love them.
Yeah, that's such a bizarre question because it's hard to think about creating something that sounds like nothing.
But look at what Julian said. He said a horn that sounds kind of like a violin just to make it easier.
My two favorite instruments are the drums and the saxophone. I can't think of a way to combine that shit.
Well, you don't have to combine it. You could just make up your own.
Probably something that it probably would be something that sounded like a saxophone and a trumpet together.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Next one. If you could host a summer jam with two artists, who would it be with?
Alive or dead or both?
It doesn't matter. Whoever.
A summer jam. This is not necessarily my favorite artist, but I think what would be a good summer jam. I got to think about that.
Groups included or solo artists only?
Two people.
Oh, just two people, not a group. Okay.
Yeah, two artists.
So,
I mean, obviously, if it's some like if it's one singer person, but if they have a band, but not like not like Wu-Tang or Jackson 5 or something.
summer jam. So I would say, again, not my favorite artist, but who I think really rocks crowds really well. I would say DMX.
Hmm.
I when I think of like those kind of like shows or concerts, like he's one of the first one that comes to mind. And then I would say Queen.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
So DMX and Queen.
And that's a very good.
And they could probably entertain the same exact crowd.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
actually a really good summer jam.
I'm gonna, me keeping it hip hop. I'm gonna go with Biggie and Jay-Z.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. Anyways,
I guess it's gonna be in Brooklyn.
I mean, it'll be in New York. How about that?
all right. If
Speaking
given
of
the
Summer Jam's about to coming up.
if given the choice of getting rid of all cancers, but the condition is you're dying a slow, painful death, would you do it?
Wait, you threw me off for getting rid of cancers. I didn't know if we were talking about a disease or astrological sign or
No, disease.
read it again, please.
If you had the choice, if you were given the choice of getting rid of all types of cancers, like everything, but the condition is that you have to die a slow and painful death, would you sacrifice yourself?
Would the people that have cancer currently be cured if I died?
It would be eradicated. Yeah.
And I had to die a slow, painful death. Like how slow?
Slow.
I would.
Yeah, I think I would too.
I'm glad you guys answered that way. Which historical event would you have wished to be a part of?
Historical event.
By the way, Julian, I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Young Lords. Yeah.
What historical event?
I would say when you say be a part of, just witness to it, right? Not necessarily like be doing this shit, right? Like,
you can whatever you want to do, like you can be a part of it, like actually like help and take part of it, or just witness it, whatever.
That's tough because any of the historical events that I would think of, usually there's just so much tragedy in a lot of them that I want to think of something not tragic.
So let me so if if you could go back, from now, if you could go back to that historical event and you could be a part of it, maybe that will help you
I would
choose.
I would go back to the day JFK was shot and try to prevent it.
That's a
Because
good one.
I think that was a pivotal moment in the way this country was gonna exist. Yeah.
Then I would follow Daym on that for sure. That's a good one. But mine would be Malcolm X. I would not have him attend the Autobahn, and
I would go.
They probably would have gone after him somewhere else, but
Yeah,
would have definitely tried.
I would go all the way back to the Declaration of Independence and switch that shit up.
Rewrite that shit, huh? That's a good one. Yo, what's this 3/5 shit over here, by the way? Yeah, fix that.
Like, you know.
The Second Amendment, nah, fuck that.
Scratch. Give me that feather over here.
Yeah.
Let them know, like, these are the weapons we're gonna have in 100 years. Yeah.
And they would be like, why didn't you bring those now? Who is someone that you despise with all of your guts?
Well, that's easy for me.
Trump.
The entire Republican Party.
Oh no, yeah, but one person I despise, like,
yes,
the person I have the most hate for in my whole life is my ex-wife.
Oh,
yeah,
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I loathe even the thought of her. So yeah,
Damien,
I have to restrain myself from saying anything else. That's how.
Yeah. I know. You said Trump, Damien?
Yeah.
Okay, so you is your ex-wife and you are Trump. Great.
I am not Trump. I despise Trump.
No. Somebody that you despise with all of your guts,
Yes.
That would be Trump and that would be your ex-wife. So now that we're talking about these two people, my next question is, you have 3 options that you have to do about the person that you despise. You can give them eternal health, give them unlimited amounts of money, or a limited amount of world support.
Hell.
I never said give him hell.
Health. Eternal
health.
Oh, health. I have to give them something.
I thought you said eternal hell.
No,
you said hell too.
Now that we're talking about the people that you guys hate the most, you have to do one of these 3 things. Give them eternal health. Eternal health.
So they're living forever. All right.
Give them unlimited amounts of money or unlimited amounts of world support.
I would give her the health so she can live forever in
knowing
a
you
shitty
hate her.
fucking world. No, she's miserable and everything about her is just gross, and yeah, let her live in her misery like that. Yeah.
What about you?
Money and world support? Fuck that. If I gave her money or world, either one, unlimited money or world support, she'd probably end the world.
Yeah,
I think Trump is bad.
I'm gonna second Julian on that one.
Okay. What is a dream job, excluding music, you guys would love to do?
Acting.
Okay.
Basketball.
If you could have a superpower, but it wouldn't benefit you or your immediate family, what would it be?
What the fuck? Any superpower would benefit myself.
No, you cannot use it to benefit yourself.
Then fuck it. Fly.
Okay.
Wouldn't that benefit you?
How?
Because you've always wanted to fly.
Yes. I don't know. That's not how I took the question. I mean, I'm not really gaining anything from it. Like, I could say see the future, and then
No,
I can
like
pick.
I can, yeah, like I can see like if he needs to help somebody, he's gonna fly over there or whatever, but he cannot benefit from it. So I think
Okay,
that would apply.
so name a superpower that we wouldn't use to benefit ourselves or our family.
That you
The
couldn't use.
ability of
That
healing.
you couldn't use for yourself or your family. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I would definitely say shit. I would have to go with fly too. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So who would your hall pass be?
I don't understand the question.
What do you mean? Like who would be your hall pass? Like who could you be with that? Who like if Joanna says you can have one pass, who would that be? How do you not know what a hall pass is?
Oh, you mean okay. I didn't know either. You mean so
Oh,
if I could have sex with someone other than my
like
significant.
one pass.
Oh boy, that's gonna get me in trouble. Shit. Is it a celebrity today or any time in history?
Any person. It's your hall pass, not mine.
I got two.
Hmm.
I'm stuck on the two. Either Lisa Bonet right after the Cosby time, and if it's today, it would be Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie before plastic surgery or after?
I don't even know who
Before.
that is.
She's
She's Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. She's also going to be in the new Barbie movie. She was in
Which I want to see, by the way.
She was in.
I want to see that new Barbie movie.
I'm so bad with names that.
Yeah,
she was in like 2 Will Smith movies. She's very pretty.
I know.
Oh, she was in The Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The blonde girl. She was in the Will Smith movie that he was a thief, right?
Yeah.
Was he a thief?
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
She's very pretty. And she's very likable. I like her a lot, actually.
Since Julian gave two, I can't. Charlize Theron. I think that's
Charlize Theron. That was another one I was thinking about. Yeah, for sure.
But only as a brunette.
Like in Monster.
I never saw that movie.
I don't think he'd want her in Monster. Yeah.
Have you even seen Monster?
I don't think I've seen it.
It's real. It's real. And it's an excellent film, actually.
It is really good.
She plays a serial killer, Eileen Wuornos. So, just so you know.
Oh, you've talked about that movie before.
Mm-hmm. I have.
Yeah, no, not her in that movie. I've seen the I remember the trailer to that movie.
Her and maybe Devil's Advocate.
Yes. Yes.
No.
I love that movie.
Yes.
So that would be Charlize Theron.
And I used to have this weird thing for Selma Hayek back in the day.
I love Salma Hayek, and I love her accent. It's very natural. I feel like Sofia Vergara has an accent, but I know that she forces it. But I like Salma Hayek. I like her.
You know what? Salma Hayek is right there with them too. If I had to pick,
I said one. Listen, you guys, from the ones that did not even want to answer the question, Damien. Oh, I'm not gonna say. You already have like top 5.
Yeah, for that kind of question, you can give me like 10, but Salma Hayek is like really close. Like, and so is Charlize Theron. Like, Daym, I might have to encroach a little bit on.
Leave my pass alone, son.
Okay, so Julian, this is for you. One has to go. Movies or music?
No, you got to be more specific.
The whole genre of movies or the whole genre of music?
Um,
And that's The Exorcist included in that.
it's a tough one. That's a real tough one. I would say, oh Lord. Okay, so let me think out loud. So I'm not giving an answer right away, but I'll think out loud. So with music, I feel like the industry is so slimy, so shitty. Not to say that Hollywood isn't or film isn't, but I feel like it's just so oversaturated with just garbage.
They're both equally shitty, bro.
Music is takes the cake in that realm for me. Where I love hip hop music, I love classic R&B so much. I love even some classical music, and even video games and movies have music, so that's really hard to just take that away.
All the Me
But
Too cases came from movies. Just saying.
yeah, like there was no sexual exploitation or abuse out of the music industry. Like, okay,
I'm just saying.
yeah, there's plenty of it. I hate to say it, but music would have to go. I feel
Music.
like I feel like film is a true expression of body, mind, and soul, where music can be those things and has been those things in certain instances, but I think it's just overrun with jingles and dumb shit. So I would go with I would get rid of music.
Yeah, but then that so goes the the original shit that you so much loved. Like today's music is shit, yeah, but you still got the oldies.
I think I'd probably
And know that if music is gone, you will not have soundtracks or music in movies.
In your films, right? Yeah, that's an almost impossible one. But if I had to pick one, like randomly with a gun to my head, probably that.
Okay, so Damien,
just on principle, not preference.
Damien, for you, the same question, but it would be one has to go, Wu-Tang or Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was gonna when I was gonna make the question, when I made the question, I was gonna say Biggie or Jay-Z, but I don't know. I went with Wu-Tang.
That might have been a little tougher, but
okay, so Biggie or Jay-Z?
Don't you fucking say it, bro.
I have to, just because of the limited body of work. I would have
fucking
to
say it.
I would have to. I would have to. I would have to. Biggie would have to go.
So you would choose Jay-Z over Biggie?
Yeah.
He would choose Jimmy Walker over Biggie. Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. If you could meet a historical religious figure besides Jesus, who would it be?
Historical religious figure?
Buddha.
Adam.
You want to see if he ate the apple? I'm just kidding.
I would punch him in his face and tell him not to.
If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
Are you real? No, hold on.
That's a great question.
It's a valid. What's your birthday?
That's what you would ask? Of all the fucking questions and in the possibilities of you could ask, what's your birthday?
I mean, you don't want my real answer, but
I do want your real answer. Don't be diplomatic. Look, the lip is quivering over here. Say it, Damien. Let the people know you. I mean, this one already asked, are you real? So.
I mean, I think that's a valid question. But that wasn't his question. That was your
question, right?
I was kind of joking, but I'm gonna stick.
Oh,
Peter.
I'm gonna change it. I know what I would ask.
Okay, what would you ask?
Will there be life after death?
You mean the album? No, just
That's the answer I'd probably get too.
Hmm?
That's the answer he'd probably give me too, or she. Come on, Daym.
Yeah, I thought you had a question in your head.
well,
Just say it.
I don't have a question because I've never pondered speaking to imaginary people.
So what would you? Okay, so that would.
Wow, bro.
Okay,
Oh, that was not good.
is that your final answer?
Show respect, bro.
It would have to do with like the creation of the universe and shit like that.
Okay.
Scientific.
Number 19. If you had the power to change one thing about the Republican Party, what would it be?
The whole fucking party. No,
Their existence.
You cannot eradicate it. You have the power to change one thing.
Their morals.
that can mean anything.
Yeah.
You know, this could be a
would,
podcast by itself. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would remove their hate
Towards the people that are not like them.
yeah, that'll be good enough. Yeah, because their policies are just it's all surround. So it's just all based on hate. So yeah, hate and fear.
What about you?
I think it's more fear.
Hmm.
I do. It's hard just to pick one thing.
Just pick one, just for the question. And didn't you already say the morals?
I mean, yeah, but you said that was too broad. I mean, I thought that was a perfect answer.
Then
okay, then keep it.
Yeah,
okay.
Keep it.
All right, last one. If you had the power to change one thing about the Democratic Party, what would it be?
Their balls.
They're weak.
And that, my friends, concludes 20 questions.
Good job, Patricia. Good job.
Yes.
We struggled on a few of those for sure. Excellent job.
In social world, anyway, the biggest story this week, Angela Reese and the whole "you can't see me" thing. Just to clear the record, this is not John Cena that she's mimicking, although he gets the credit. You know where that comes? You know where that comes from?
Didn't the other girl do it first? What was her last name? Clark? Was it Clark?
Well, yeah, but they credit
the wrestler John Cena.
They credit John Cena with that motion, but it originally comes. John Cena is mimicking Tony Yayo when he does that. Tony Yayo used to do this thing like this, and that's what John Cena is mimicking.
And explain to those who might not be watching what you're doing and what does it mean.
You can't see me, like.
But what are you doing? You're doing a hand gesture that's
like this,
covering your face, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's basically you can't see me,
right?
And she did that after
they beat the dog shit out of Iowa in the finals.
So why do you think? I'm sure you're gonna go over it, but why is this so controversial? Why is this why is everyone talking about it? Why do we keep seeing it? What's this? What's this all about?
She's a black woman.
Yeah,
and that's it.
So what I think what Julian is asking is, prior to her doing this, the opponent was her last name Clark.
Caitlin Clark. She plays for Iowa.
Clark did the exact same thing. Did that to her, and no one said anything. It wasn't a big deal. It was, like she did it and everybody carried on. When the other girl did it, they said she was classless, bad sportsmanship. She should have been
She
fined.
was
They made a
called a
big deal out
piece
of
of
it.
shit. She
I mean,
was like, yeah, it got
for
out of control.
doing literally the exact same thing that the white girl did first.
Is it a racial thing or is it a sports thing?
Well, it can't be a sports thing because if it was, what do you mean? The issue with it?
Sports teams, and they have fans, and maybe the fans were pissed off because it was poor sportsmanship, and maybe
No,
is that
these
where the
were,
controversy came from?
well, no. So one was Dave Portnoy, who's the founder of Barstool. Barstool is a podcast outlet for sports podcasts, and they have like pop culture, other podcasts aside from sports, but they're predominantly known for sports. He tweeted classless piece of shit.
So the people that were condemning her were not fans. These are like commentators or,
well, they jumped on, but it came from it started with like even Keith Olbermann, who I'm sure, Julian, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Keith Olbermann tweeted, "What a fucking idiot."
To
attached to the video of her doing
he was saying that about Clark had done.
Angela Reese.
So Keith Olbermann didn't like it either.
Right.
But he never mentioned it before.
But he was
referring Clark did it.
Right. He was referring to Angela Reese.
So just to clear this up, Keith Olbermann, very much on the left, doesn't show any signs of being a racist at all, and actually did SportsCenter for a number of years.
Yeah.
So why would that be controversial? That clearly wouldn't be racial motivated, would it?
This is the way that I see it. The way that I see it is maybe from what you're trying to say, maybe he's not racist or whatever, but I feel time and time and time again, Black and brown women are held to a different standard than white girls.
Yeah.
What I might, like cornrows. They were ghetto, they were classless, they were, trifling trash, hood. And then,
every white woman gets them when they go on vacation.
You have like Kim Kardashian and Kourtney, the other one, the Chloe, they start wearing it and then it becomes popular and it's cool and trendy. But when women of color, they're just held to a different standard. You have a classic example in 2023 that literally the white girl does something first and it gets glossed over, and the same situation, the same hand gesture, the same environment, the Black girl does it and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. So
you get called aggressive, it's just systematic.
Just to back up a little bit, in the Final Four game, we're talking about women's college basketball. Caitlin Clark plays for Iowa. Iowa was playing South Carolina in the semifinals. It was a close game. Caitlin Clark hits some key shots towards the end of the game to, seal the win. And in doing so, she starts doing this motion on the court, right? No big deal. Angela Reese sees that, doesn't like it. And so facing them in the next game, LSU plays Iowa for the championship. LSU beats the shit out of Iowa. Like, it wasn't even close. It was like a 15, 20 point game. And towards the end of the game, Angela Reese gets in front of Clark and does the same thing, like payback, like, you can't see me. And it was classless and, all kind of shit. It's been called. It's obviously a double standard.
So to say, like, Julian, you were saying that whoever Damien mentioned, he's on the left and, this and that and the other. It's just to show also that even if you are on the left, you still see people of color or Black women differently than you would see a white woman. I mean, this is like perfect example.
I'm not.
Keith Olbermann, he received a lot of flack. He came out and eventually apologized and says that he doesn't watch basketball on any level. He doesn't watch college or professional basketball, men or women. And so he was unfamiliar with this gesture being part of
So then
trash
why make
talking
such
in
a
sports.
so then why make such a comment?
Well, then he I guess corrected a statement and said both Reese and Clark were wrong about their actions.
So he just pretty
Okay.
much jumped on the bandwagon of everybody because
So here's the thing. In sports, you're allowed to celebrate however you want. As long as it's not vulgar, as long as it's not attacking a community, you should be allowed to Steph Curry to go to sleep, NFL players, the controversy with them dancing, when they do a touchdown or whatever. You should be able to express that, right? Because we expect these athletes to give it their all, 100%, right? Because if they don't give it their all, they're pieces of shit, and we're all bothered by that.
And you
So
can't
they
do
go
that
in
without
there,
emotion.
and you can't do that without emotion. So, but you're also always going to have fans that get pissed off if they lost. Their teams lost, their favorite player got their ass kicked. And could it be that some of the controversy, because I know Shannon Sharp had came out and he criticized, the double standard in how this is. And this is essentially what we're talking about here. But could some of this be a mix of just fans being bitter because their team lost and not necessarily everyone is just a racist who's having an issue with it?
It's a little hard to see it that way because if this wasn't all enough, then
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, but so what's her name? The first lady, is it Jill?
Sure.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
First lady.
Then invites both teams to the White House. Like when has that been a thing?
Never.
And so it just continues. It's like,
why does she invite both teams?
Do
they even get invited? It's college basketball. I mean, I know.
Usually the winner is invited.
So why did the loser team got invited?
It's a good question because the Iowa team, some would say, is predominantly white, and the LSU team is predominantly black.
They needed a buffer. They needed a buffer,
I guess.
There is definitely a double standard in how people of different colors are treated in society. For instance, a white girl could dye her hair blue, go for a job interview, and she's cute. She's spunky, quirky. Black woman does it, and she's ghetto. Right? We've seen that a million times. So when you have these kind of things that happen, this doesn't mean shit for such of a controversy that it's causing.
I mean,
I'm confused over it because athletes, both black and white, and every color in between, do celebrations when they win. And it's not anything that people go crazy over.
And that's why I think it's a little deeper. So Caitlin Clark, and this is no offense to her, she's a fucking baller. Like, she's probably the best player in women's college sports, basketball. She's the Steph Curry, if you will.
She's going to be used as a pawn, for this back and forth.
I think the expectation, or maybe the setup is, because she is so great and her team made it to the finals, the expectation was, she wins, they win, and, she's on this pedestal, and instead they get dusted and she's an afterthought.
No, I'm saying, but if there is really an argument here between, white people, it's mostly the white people that have a problem with it.
Right.
Then they're going to champion her, and she's probably doesn't want to have anything to do with that. I don't know, but I would imagine that that's not where you'd want to be.
Right.
You know, so
I don't want to make her a part of the conversation because she doesn't have anything to do with it.
Right. She's doing her normal shit talking, and it's a competition. Right.
Right. I mean, I don't think anybody is chastising her for what she did, because that's normal. Is
Right.
the problem is the commentators and the people that made a big deal out of the other girl that did the exact same thing. So my question is, has Clark released a statement? Has she said anything? Or
She did. I didn't write it down because I intentionally didn't want to make her a part of this, but I'm pulling it up now.
So while you do that, I'll just say, I think this is one of these things that happen where you're mixing in sports with all this outside commentary and all this bullshit, and it's unfortunate because the athletes and what they accomplished and what they did should be the the focus here. But
right.
Jill Biden inviting, saying that she should have both teams on there.
What is it like? Is this like a participation trophy for everyone type of thing?
Right. That's what it is.
I don't watch basketball. I know nothing. I only knew about this because it was a story or whatever. But I gotta tell you, that suit that the coach was wearing for the winning team, she wore that thing. Did you even know what I'm talking about? She had like this.
We're not looking at shit like that.
How could you miss it? That was the baddest suit she had. She looked like a disco ball. It was like a sequence, colorful rainbow suit. She went to win. I mean, because the girl picked her up and she twirled her. That suit was meant to be, worn that day.
She needed to be twirled in that suit.
I'm like, I need to start watching these girls' basketball stuff.
Wow.
Just by the suit.
That reminds me of a joke. I don't know if you heard it. Did you hear about
Damien doesn't like these jokes. Don't say it.
Did you hear about the guy who dipped his balls in glitter?
No.
It's pretty nuts, huh?
I don't know why you have a lot of references to Heckers.
I just hear things.
It is a question that a lot of people who watch would like to know.
Why do I have a lot of dick jokes?
Or just references in general. Yeah.
Because you motherfuckers laugh at it.
Oh.
That's it.
It's
pretty simple.
We laugh at other things too, bro.
Pretty simple. Well, I can't
forget about her statement.
Yeah, just let's move on.
It wasn't significant.
No, I don't think it was.
But yeah, there is a double standard, and it's unfortunate that, again, here we are. We should be talking about the basketball and winning and all of that stuff, and instead, this is what's surrounding the conversation.
It was made such a big deal that it actually overshadowed the men's finals game, which was occurring, I think, the next day. Mm-hmm. Like no one even is talking about who won that game or it's crazy.
Women's basketball in general has there's been some controversy, obviously, with several things, but it's been gaining a lot more attention and popularity in recent years.
These were some good games.
Yeah.
Just to speak to what you're saying, the finals had an average viewership of 9.9 million, and it peaked at 12.6 million. The previous record was 5.7 million viewers. So it's damn
I'm telling
doubled.
you, I became like, maybe I should start watching these ladies play basketball.
Nah, they got some ballers. Caitlin Clark is a baller. And Angela Reese has an interesting story too. Like, she came into college, she was isn't
she a freshman in college?
No. She she got an injury like her first year, and then when she came back from the injury, she just wasn't getting a lot of playing time from her school. I think she was there for 2 years and then transferred to LSU. This is her first year at LSU.
Oh, okay. So I knew it was the first year of something.
And then they win the championship, first ever in the history of the school for women's basketball.
Doesn't she rap too?
I don't know. Everybody raps today.
I started looking her up, like things that she's done, and that's like one of the things. Like, I guess she has music coming out or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what it's a shame that this was the focus of the game because the game was a good game, and
This was the
instead people are
classical.
talking about some.
This is the classical distraction that we have in this country.
It's
what it is.
Yeah, because it can't just be about talking shit. Because me personally, I wouldn't even want to watch a sport where like there wasn't that kind of taunting and shit talking in the back and forth. Like that's part of competition.
Right. The other day, Russell Westbrook sitting on the bench playing the Lakers, and LeBron James threw this bad pass and it landed right in in Russell Westbrook's hands, and he pointed at him like if it was an assist. You know, and of course, you know, everybody's like, good for Russell Westbrook or fuck Russell Westbrook or you know, whatever position you take if you're pro LeBron or not. So, and that's the beauty of it, right? Like you love that shit. I'm not the biggest fan of LeBron, but when he does his crazy fucking dunks and he starts grilling the crowd, like, tell me, like, come on, like you don't get hype watching that,
right?
Like,
yeah. There's no difference between this and spiking a football after,
right, or flexing or whatever, right? Yeah,
it's you can't see me. You're not on my level. That's it's simple.
To go back to something that Julian mentioned, is it really a lot of people or is it just one person and it kind of snowballs to like a nothing? You know what I mean? Because we all have kind of like the same thought about it. Like they're just doing their thing, right?
That's what I say about a lot of these controversies is that they're so manufactured, right? There might be small pockets of people who are commenting or not liking it, and then all of a sudden it's blown up into something that there's a huge group of people who feel this way, and it's normally not, you know. And then everybody else is sitting back saying, "Oh, you know, you can't even say anything without anyone getting offended. Now you can't even do this," and you know, whatever it is, whatever side you want. I just feel like a lot of this is fake outrage, and it's annoying as hell.
I think Angela Reese should put out a T-shirt with a picture of her like this, but with the ring on her, with the championship ring on her finger.
She hasn't. She's been living it up with her little dancing and, you know, shit talking and everything. So, you know, good for her. Good for her.
She even came out and said she didn't want to go to the White House. She would rather go see the Obamas if they would have the team. She said that. Eventually, somebody probably got in her ear because she did accept the invitation and she will go to the White House. But yeah, nah.
So are both teams gonna go to the White House?
I don't know. I really hope not, because that's like the epitome. Like that's the peak of the mountain of participation trophies.
Yeah,
I hope that does not happen.
I forgot about Jill Biden.
Yeah, that wouldn't set the right precedent, I don't think so. Hopefully not.
Michelle Obama would have not done that.
Don't start a new controversy.
Yeah.
Well, sticking in line with hoops, NBA regular season is a game away from ending, which means the playoffs are here.
I'm so hyped for this. I know, Patricia. Patricia, you know what? You should sit down and watch a game with me and Daym.
Hey, they have cheerleaders.
Oh, don't be that guy.
She likes the outfits and shit like that. She's talking
no. Let me tell you something. Hold up. If I'm gonna watch a basketball game, it's not because I want to see the cheerleaders.
She wants to see the ballers.
Yeah.
Listen.
Look, let me tell you why I don't watch basketball right now. The shorts are too long.
They've shortened them.
Shorten them more.
You want it like 70s short?
I want to be able to have a full experience.
Oh my God.
Wow, I don't even know how to respond to that. Let me go back to the path where I was in. Patricia, it's an amazing game. And when you understand, I feel this way about boxing. When you know some of the backstory of the fighters, you might not like boxing, but when you understand the backstory to some of these individuals, it makes the stakes go way higher. You get way more emotionally invested. Same thing with the NBA, I feel, and probably any sport. Once you really know the fight and the struggle, like Golden State Warriors, they won last year. That was so epic, right? Klay Thompson had 2 severe injuries that, could end careers, and he had them back to back, and the way he was able to come back and contribute to them winning, the insane criticism Steph Curry has had, Draymond Green, it was just amazing to see them come back and do that, especially if you're a fan of it. So that's why I say, like, sports in general, if anything, once you understand the stakes involved for some of the people involved in it, it makes it more dramatic. It makes it more exciting.
I mean, I used to watch basketball, but that was like Chicago Bulls. And I think the reason why I used to watch basketball was because I was living in Puerto Rico, and basketball is a very big sport in Puerto Rico. And I remember watching the Bulls, and I loved the game. I was very excited and everything. But like, as I grew up and I came here, I wouldn't even know what team I would like, and I don't know.
Oh, that's easy. It's the Knicks.
I don't really hear much about the Knicks.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I know that I'm not a basketball person, but that's not I mean, what do I hear most? Like the Lakers. Well, I guess I hear about Orlando Magic because of Florida, but I don't even know what's a good. I know Steph Curry's team.
Golden State.
That's how I know it, But yeah.
So let's get into this. Patricia, I'm sorry. I know this isn't your thing, but we'll try to keep it focused.
No, I'll listen. I'll imagine.
So Daym, where do you want to start? I'm imagining you just want to go Knicks and end with Knicks, but where do you want to start?
I don't know. I think the East has a little bit more of a clearer picture today than the West does.
Yes, for sure. As of the time recording this, the West hasn't been fully decided. So
I think only 1 through 4 is locked in.
Yeah.
In the
so
West.
I think they got most of the teams got 1 to 2 games left. So so it really we're not sure. We do know that Dallas has been eliminated. So why don't we start with Dallas?
Yeah.
So they're not making the playoffs.
Oh, they're in Mexico already.
Yeah, probably. So who do we blame for this? When you're looking at this, I know this is a topic of the media or whatever, they're talking about it, but really and truly, like, who gets the bulk of the blame? Some people fault Kyrie, some people fault the Mavericks, some people fault Luka. I would say that in order, I would fault first, it would be the Mavs organization. Their decision to trade for Kyrie Irving, I think, was horrible. And losing Brunson was, I know you love it, but that was a big mistake. And then second, I think it would go to Luka, right? He's a superstar of the team. He's a franchise player, and he should have known better. They offered Brunson, I think, a contract on 2 occasions, and he would have signed it, and they wanted to hold out, and then he ended up leaving. So, and he ended up signing a better contract in New York for himself anyway. And I think he's playing like with his father or something, or someone.
His father is on the staff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and here Luka he comes into the league out of shape, almost every year. He came in better shape this last year. And he's an amazing talent, one of the best players in the game, but they are severely underachieving.
For me, and I hate to say it because I'm a huge fan of his, but it starts and ends with Mark Cuban in my book. I think he just made a horrible decision, and they're paying for it.
Yeah, him and his staff, they just they dropped the ball on that, literally. All right. So I guess we'll just stay in the West Coast for now, because that's the more interesting conference with
Mark Cuban for president.
Happening. I would not vote for Mark Cuban for president, but we can talk about that another day. So we got Denver, Memphis, Sacramento, Phoenix. And right now, as we speak, Golden State is at 5. The Clippers are at 6. The Lakers are at 7th. New Orleans at 8.
Right.
Minnesota at 9. And OKC are on the 10th seed.
Right.
So playing tournament, we have potentially right now, as it stands, the Lakers, Pelicans, Timberwolves, Thunder. But we could easily see the Clippers and Golden State in that mix. So with all that said, do you have a favorite coming out of the West?
It's so hard to call that conference. It really
Give me your favorites and then give me your sleeper team.
the sleeper team has to be the Kings.
Okay.
I just don't know because they're so young how they're going to handle the playoffs. A few years ago, maybe 4 years ago, we saw the Celtics do it. A very young team got all the way. So it's possible, but probably not likely. But I would say they're my sleeper. Other than that, all of the teams that I would think have an opportunity are in the same part of the bracket. So they literally can't. Because they would all face each other. So you got Phoenix, as it stands now, Phoenix and Golden State going against each other.
I don't
Probably.
want to see that in the first round, and I'm going to tell you why.
That's tough, yeah.
It's going to be huge, right? I do want to see Phoenix versus Golden State, but I don't want to see it in the first round.
Right. But they're in
I don't
the
want to
same
see
half of the bracket.
I don't want to see one of those teams get eliminated in the first round. You know, I get them to the second, third round, whatever, but I want to see both of them make it out of the first round. So
I mean, the only way that happens is if Golden State slips to 6. And then
Golden State, yeah.
If Golden State slips to 6, they actually have a better shot of making it through than they do if they stay at 5.
I don't know. I'm a little torn with that because Mike Brown is a coach for the Kings.
Right.
He knows their schemes. He knows a lot of the stuff that's going on over there. Yeah, so that might be a little bit more interesting than people think. But I do think Kings haven't been in the playoffs in what did they say, like 16, 17 years or something like that. So likelihood is they face any of the veteran teams, they're going to lose probably. But Sabonis is amazing, underrated guy that nobody talks about, and the Kings are doing really good. So, you know, who knows? But I would say my favorites. My favorite probably is Denver. I think Denver is a favorite. I think they've been clear cut top team in the league, in the West. And I'm going to say the sleeper team is Golden State. Even though
not in the 5th seed.
Yeah, I'm giving a sleeper to Golden State. I think Golden State, they're the only team in this thing that I feel like they can turn on the switch and win home or on the road equally in the playoffs. Wiggins is coming back.
Yeah, Wiggins is coming back.
And they got Gary Payton, and already he's made a difference, a huge difference. I've watched every game that, since he's returned.
Yeah.
We got the league pass here, so I've been trying to watch as much as I can. And yeah, they look serious now. They don't look like the same team they were just even a month ago.
I don't disagree. I just think the road, like they literally would have to go through Phoenix and then they play Denver. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, if they drop to 6, they would have the Kings in the first round, and then then they would be facing likely Memphis. Like that's more plausible for me.
Yeah, I mean the seeding is going to be really important. I think they want to probably be in the 6th seed. That's going to really depend on what happens with the Clippers. More than likely, it's going to come down to what's going on with the Clippers. So, yeah, but those are my picks. I do think another team that people should be careful for. I know people are talking about the Lakers, and the Lakers I don't see them really doing shit. But the Clippers is another team that can shock the league. let's not
Yeah.
forget, what Kawhi Leonard can do. And let's not forget, I don't think this year, I don't think that some of the teams in the lower seeds, their records are really good indicators of how good or bad they are.
Especially not in the West. Like
in the West in
they're
particular.
they're
Yeah.
all like within games of each other.
Yeah. Of course, I'm rooting for Golden State, but that's going to be a real difficult task for them. But even as much as I love Golden State, would I be mad if Denver won it? I would not. Would I be upset if Milwaukee or Boston or the Sixers won it? No. So we'll see. I don't want to see the Lakers and I don't want to see the Suns. But anyway, what do you think about the East?
Uh, I've been saying it ever since the trade deadline that there is no way anybody in the East beats Milwaukee. I don't
I
see
don't.
it.
Chris Middleton recently, I think he twisted his ankle or something, or his back. I can't remember what it was, but I can see them losing. I can see Boston or Philly beating them. If the playoffs started today, the Milwaukee Bucks will likely play either. What are we looking at? Miami or
Toronto.
no, Toronto
No,
or
Chicago or
Chicago.
Toronto. Yeah.
Chicago or Toronto. That's an easy win for them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely see them flying through the first round. Easy. Same thing with Boston and same thing with Philly. Everyone else under Boston, Philly, and Milwaukee, I think most of those teams are probably just gonna compete well in the first round and probably be out, including your Knicks.
Knicks not going anywhere in the first round. Knicks will be in the second round playing Milwaukee.
So the Knicks are facing who?
Cleveland.
And you're confident that they're just gonna steamroll Cleveland.
I'm confident that they'll beat them in the series. Yeah.
All right. Well,
they just drug them without their leading scorer.
listen, playoffs are different.
I understand, but he'll be
I'm
back.
not sold.
Is my point.
I'm not sold on it, but I do see that series being I see it more being 50-50.
And then Quickly's been fucking going crazy. The Knicks just had 3 bench players score 30 plus points for the first time since the 70s. 3 players off the bench combined for 107 points. You shit
but
me?
but playoffs are different. Like it's a different game when the playoffs come.
But the point I'm making is like they're hitting their stride at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Because Tibbs has this thing where he doesn't go into the bench, but because Randall has been out injured, it forced him to reach in the bench, and the bench has fully taken advantage of the opportunity. So he's gonna have to play like 9 deep now.
But
and
listen,
it only will benefit the team.
As of right now, Cleveland is playing better basketball. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and the Knicks are 6-4. Donovan Mitchell, do we not forget what that guy is?
He scored like 40 something points when we beat them by 15.
I think it's going to be way closer than. Oh, I don't even know what you think.
I'm not saying the Knicks are going to sweep them or anything like.
But
I'm not saying that. But I think in a series they can beat them.
They can, but I don't know if they will. So I'm very 50-50 on it. But I hear what you're saying. You're obviously a big fan of the Knicks, and you watch them a lot. So I'm sure you're seeing things I might not see. But yeah, we'll see. That's going to be a fun series to watch.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun one too.
And Cleveland, definitely would be the sleeper in the East.
Yeah. I really want to see as we get who do you think is going to be Eastern Finals? Who's coming out of the East?
Who's coming out of the East?
You said Milwaukee, and your
Milwaukee.
sleeper is New York, right?
No, I do not think the Knicks are at a point where they can beat Milwaukee. So where they sit in the bracket after they get through Cleveland, they would have to play Milwaukee. I don't see us getting past Milwaukee.
All right. So I would say my pick
But next year when Dame Lillard comes to the Knicks, it's on.
Yeah, we'll see if he does. I heard that he's thinking about the Lakers.
I don't know.
That would be a shame. But anyway,
that would be disgusting.
I'm gonna say Milwaukee has probably the odds-on favorite for me to come out of the East. But I'm also say that I think both Boston and Philly pose a real threat to that. I think if James Harden and Joel Embiid play, and they got M.A.G.A, they got a good team. If they play to their level, I don't see really many teams beating them, including Milwaukee.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said up until the point of Milwaukee. I think that they can get through Boston.
I think they can get through any team in this league I got to preface this by saying that both Harden and Embiid have to be their all-star selves. Can't be one of these things where like all of a sudden James Harden is turning the ball over 6 times a game and jacking up 10 threes and only hitting 2. Like,
we can't really say that because if we say if the Bucks play their absolute best, then
that's what I think. If Milwaukee's playing their best and Philly's playing their best, I think Philly is a better team.
What?
Yeah. Let's not forget who James Harden is. I know you don't like him, but let's not forget who that guy is. Milwaukee has one bona fide all-star. Bona fide all-star. Like they have one superstar where Philly has 2.
Since they took away the kick, he has not been an all-star.
No, he hasn't been an all-star, but he is an all-star. He's a Hall of Fame. In fact, he's a Hall of Famer.
He's not.
He will. You're telling me he's not going to be a Hall of Famer?
He's not worthy.
That's your opinion.
James Harden is, by the way.
You know who James Harden is, yeah.
Listen,
he's going to be a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about that.
That's the guy with the big beard, right?
Yep, he's known as the Beard. So okay,
listen,
he's known as the Beard.
We got Giannis,
the beard.
Giannis, Middleton, Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis.
They're great
Lopez,
players.
Jay Crowder.
They're great players, but let's be real here. Philly has also a really good squad, and they got 2 of the best players that we've seen in the last 10 years. Can't deny that, man.
I think they can get past Boston if, like you said, they play their best. But I don't see anybody seeing Milwaukee at their best. So,
it's going to be interesting. I guess we'll see. I'm rooting for Golden State. There's serious questions with them this year. Definitely want to see if they turn it up and get back to that playoff form. I think if they're playing their best basketball, they are also unbeatable. But right now, Phoenix hasn't lost once when Kevin Durant has played. They haven't lost once.
I thought they were 19-1 or something like that.
No, from what I remember, I could be wrong. They haven't lost with him in the lineup. But anyway, that's going to be interesting if they're the first round. I don't want to see it, but it looks like that might be the case.
Yeah, I hope Golden State drops to 6. Honestly, I think it'll make the West Coast playoffs more interesting.
I agree. I know a lot of people want to see that first round, and of course, that first round, that matchup will probably get the ratings higher than any other matchup, including the finals.
Yeah,
I think everyone would want to see KD versus his old team. And I do feel like the media in general, they're rooting for Phoenix. It's always Phoenix and LA. It's always LA, the Lakers, but I think people want to see Kevin Durant kind of take over and win the whole thing, without Steph and whatever. But yeah,
on a team who hasn't won it before he got there,
right,
basically.
right, and that'll basically shit on Chris Paul and shit on Devin Booker and Aiden, like they don't exist or whatever. But we'll see. Anyway, I think that's it for the NBA. Good stuff, a lot to look forward to, and there'll be more to come.
Yeah, man. So Trump finally gets arrested. Have you guys
could call it that?
Right. He was.
I mean, technically,
he was fingerprinted. Have you guys seen the new MAGA memes after that? They got hats now. M.A.G.A. My ass got arrested.
Oh
wow.
No, I gotta get.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's great.
I did see the meme of him like going like this, like like walking to Air Force, or like his not Air Force One, but his jet going like this, and it had like the black ink.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Now he's facing what, like 130 something years.
He might not even serve one, but yeah.
Yeah, I
mean, something has to stick. Something has to stick.
Yeah, he pled not guilty to 34 felony counts.
You think they'll add more as time goes by?
I don't think.
Can. They're gonna be other charges, within this. I'm sure. Like this isn't, like I said in the last podcast, he's gonna be in and out of court for the rest of his life.
Because I know Georgia's
I think
trying to.
Yeah, but those are separate cases in terms of.
That's what she was talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Like now things are just gonna start.
He's next week. He's gonna be in court over a rape charge.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who he raped?
That's why I said they're gonna get him somewhere. Like that. The whole point of this was just to be the first, but this one isn't gonna stick, but something's gonna stick.
Then there's another grand jury in Georgia. You got the September 6th committee. Oh yeah, no, this is not it. This is just the beginning.
This is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
I need to take my vitamins, make sure I'm good.
As far as this case goes, this makes him now the first former president to face criminal charges. So that's his footnote in the record books. Huge.
Yeah. What bothered me is that we didn't get a mugshot.
Yeah.
There was really no like perp walk, right? There was, no him being put in like a holding cell or anything. Like, why not? That's what they do with every other citizen. Like, why not?
But what they also do is protect other citizens. Like, if stars get arrested, they don't throw them in Gen Pop, right? They put them in isolation. So because of
if you're Mike Tyson,
he can defend himself.
Mike Tyson,
Mike can defend himself.
Yeah, I guess.
Here's the point, though.
They had a Secret Service detail on him during that process.
Let me ask you something, Daym. If you were in charge of that, take away your bias, you're just being a professional.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have him line up, do a mugshot? Do you put him in a holding cell even if he's isolated?
No.
See, I would.
I would. Yeah, I would go through the procedures, fingerprint, pictures, normal procedure. But I probably wouldn't have a problem with him being held by Secret Service as opposed to being in a cell.
Like the whole point of this whole thing that him getting arrested was to prove a point that he's not above the law, but but also he's the ex-president. Regardless of, how much we like him, how much we don't like him, it's very understandable. I would have wanted to see a mugshot, obviously fingerprinted and all of that stuff. Do I think he should have been handcuffed? No. I really don't.
This is what bothers me about the things even you guys are saying. He's broken the law. He needs to go through the same process everyone else is. So what happens if he is found guilty of rape? What does he just get guarded by the Secret Service at a fucking Marriott? Like, no, like he needs to go to
you're
jail
talking about
like everyone else.
Well, yeah, if he gets found guilty, of course.
Guilty, yeah.
No, but everyone else, when you're indicted, there's a procedure you have to go through. And I don't understand why he gets a pass. I mean, I understand the
But
excuses, but I don't understand how
but
that
but the thing is that, like Damon was saying, he hasn't been the only one. Like if you have a celebrity or something like that, they don't do the same things that they would do for the general population. At the end of the day, regardless of
they
how you feel, this is how it is.
there are
this is
celebrities, many of them, that serve when they get indicted, they get arrested, they go through the process. They get
I
put
mean,
in
he
a
went
holding
through the
cell, they get put
process.
they really get put in the process. When Martha Stewart got arrested, she got fucking arrested. Like, I don't understand like how we could just kind of just bypass it because he's fucking Donald Trump. Everyone seems to think, oh well,
I don't think it's because
president and
it's
Secret
not because,
Service,
yeah,
and
but that's what it is. It's not because he's Donald Trump. It's because he's a former president.
he
Yeah.
should lose those. He should automatically lose those privileges,
Not automatically, not until he's found
especially
guilty.
When he's
especially
found
after.
guilty, when he's
Yeah.
found guilty. I agree.
You
Sorry,
know what? Let me tell you something.
I disagree.
Maybe um I think if there were to have been a mugshot on him, they would have capitalized. I'm
Wait, no, no. You're getting ahead a little bit, but no, they are capitalizing. They have created a mugshot and they are selling t-shirts with his mugshot. This is the Trump campaign. They are offering a t-shirt with Trump's mugshot on it for a $47 donation.
so he probably wanted the mugshot and they said no.
Maybe, yeah, maybe they were like, we'll prevent him from capitalizing on it, and that that could be a real thing as well.
Yeah.
It's smart and stupid all at the same time, right? Because he thinks that, okay, this is going to be great marketing campaign, blah 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 blah, but it also makes him look incredibly indifferent to everything that's happening. And I do feel like they're going to be some judge somewhere, some whoever, if I don't know if there's going to be a jury or anything in any of this stuff, but they're going to be people who are going to be looking at this shit and be like, wow, like this guy's just making a total mockery out of the whole thing. And that doesn't sit well.
And I hope that he gets it up his ass for it, because he is going to make a mockery out of it.
Right up there.
Without lube.
No Vaseline.
None. Listen, I enjoy the fact that Melania is nowhere to be seen. Nowhere. She wasn't support. She wasn't by his...
what this case is all about.
Yeah. But she wasn't by him, but she was by his side when it all came out, But I guess like now presidency's done. When he went to do that speech, she was nowhere. She's been MIA.
Yeah. I think anyone connected to Donald Trump, whether it's his children or his spouse, I think the smartest thing for them to do is just be as under the radar as possible, because a lot of these charges and stuff that's going to come within the next couple of years, it's going to extend to them as well to some degree.
And he's going to have to keep going back to New York for these hearings. This is like my favorite thing.
I don't think all of them.
But he still has to, show up for. Yes. This is not just going to go away. He's not just going to go back to Florida and live his life and have his lawyers handle everything. He has to be involved.
Yeah, I think they said if like the court date coincides with like a campaign event or something like that, then they'll allow his lawyer to be present in his place. But no, they are requiring his presence as well.
So how can someone that has been indicted, has been arrested, fingerprinted, how can they run for the biggest office in the country?
Because they haven't been found guilty.
Well, not only that, but we don't really have laws and stuff in place that prevents you from, if you're indicted, to being able to run. You can run while you're in prison, whatever. By the way, too, he didn't have to show up. Hold on. Just to correct something, he didn't have to show up at the indictment. He could have done it. I think he had an option to do it through Zoom or whatever. So, he's basically doing a lot of this for the publicity. But yeah,
of course, to be a martyr.
Yeah. So he thinks.
So let me ask you a question. If I'm applying for the head of I don't know, the FBI, and I get fingerprinted because because of what I'm doing, or I'm facing charges, can I apply for that position?
I don't know.
I think you probably wouldn't get it until the outcome of your trial.
I just don't know how he's able. Like,
I think the
don't think
plan.
I think that everything should stop until he's found innocent, and then you can run for the next term or whatever. I don't think it should be like this.
Here's the strategy, Patricia. So we all know he's going to be in litigation for the next 5-10 years, maybe longer. So the goal for him is to get elected while these things, because they're going to do everything he can to delay. They're going to do everything they can to stretch this out. And then if he gets elected, he can pardon himself. And that's what's going to happen. Well, that's what he's attempting to do.
These trials probably won't even take place for a couple of years.
So, it's definitely a legal strategy, but it's pretty clear as to what's happening.
Well, I think one thing that was interesting, as the indictment was made public, was what exactly is he being charged with, and what happened. So, like I said before, there's 34 counts, basically for falsifying business records with the intent to commit another crime and aid and conceal the commission thereof. So that's basically what this is all about, trying to cover tracks to persuade the view of voters.
Yeah, it's pretty, I can't call it genius, but it's definitely a strategy, right? So you get all the attention you can, make yourself a martyr, get your MAGA people all riled up, and sell merch, do it for your campaign, get elected, and then go ahead and pardon yourself and whatever, and then laugh at the Dems' face, and and pass all these racist and anti-human rights bills, and fuck up the economy and the environment, and everyone's happy.
This is just like he's like a STD that just doesn't go away.
He's like a STD. Hey,
that's probably how his wife. So
yeah. He's like a herpy.
Just think about it. You keep talking about Melania. So he is currently in court for 3 instances here. There was a total of 3 people paid off, which is what all of these 34 charges stem around. So there was a doorman to Trump Towers who claims to have a story about a child that Trump had allegedly fathered outside of his marriage. That guy was paid off to keep his story shut. You got Karen McDougal, who was a former Playmate. She was paid off. And then Stormy Daniels, which is the name everyone knows, the porn star, she was paid off. And then next week he's in court over a rape charge. So if you're wondering why you don't see her around, I'm sure.
Right. What is this rape charge? I had not heard of this.
I think this has been going on since he was elected, since 2016.
Oh, so but does he have to go to court?
He has to appear.
Appear.
Yes,
oh,
yep.
Shame. And all he had to, and I cannot believe how low. I mean, I know he's low, but I cannot believe even how low he's fallen, and all this shit he talked about Obama and his birth certificate.
It doesn't seem like he's fallen since the indictment was announced, the pending indictment, when we all thought it was going to happen a few weeks ago. Since then, his campaign has raised $10 million.
Yeah,
and then now they're rolling out the T-shirt with the mugshot T-shirt.
Yeah, but that doesn't equate to any like real significant votes.
Okay.
I don't
listen. If they're willing to give the money, they will make that time and line and vote.
I'm not totally convinced that Donald Trump has a shot in hell at winning.
I mean, that's how we felt when he first came into the scene.
It's not how I
You
felt.
know?
I called it. Daym, you remember I called it. I said that Donald Trump was going to win. I don't feel that way now.
I don't think he can win, but I think he can win the nomination, the party nomination.
I don't doubt that either. I would agree. He could win. Theoretically, he could win and come out of the nomination. Yeah, but I don't think he wins the whole thing. And I do feel like there's going to be a huge split in the Republican Party as to whoever the nominee is, whether it's DeSantis or Trump or anyone else. I think it's going to be a little bit harder for them to unite as they usually do. But not totally. But I do think there's going to be somewhat of a split.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are, I don't know.
You know, I'm sorry to cut you off. Every year when we're talking about nominations and candidates, we're always like, man, it cannot get worse than this. It cannot get worse than this. And now we're like, Ron DeSantis, Trump, like it cannot, like I thought we couldn't get any lower. And it seems like we just keep raising the lowering bar.
I think DeSantis would be best off if he does not run this term and waits till the next cycle. He's starting to catch a lot of heat amongst the GOP.
But that's what happens with anyone who's considered, the front runner to whatever second and whatever. There's going to be a lot more negative attention, but it's all attention, negative, positive. It's good attention. Like that's what they want. I don't know, but there's going to be some crazy shit. I really do feel like maybe Kanye West is going to come out and run, and maybe The Rock.
I mean, how many times is Kanye West?
I don't think The Rock would run as a Republican.
No, I'm just saying, like, I can see him running as an independent.
He wants to run?
It's been talks about it.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. Yep.
Wasn't he at the DNC convention?
Didn't he speak? I don't remember. I really don't remember.
I could totally be making that up.
Could you know who I would like to see run on the Democrat side? I would love to see Jon Stewart run.
I would vote for Jon Stewart in a heartbeat.
Jon Stewart would annihilate any of those people.
Could you imagine that in the debates? Oh my God. Oh, that's not even a question. Jon, in a heartbeat, I would vote for him.
Why doesn't he want to do it? He's too comfortable. Retired.
He wants that headache. Yeah. He's not a power hungry, type of person. So why would he?
Yeah.
I would love to see him debate.
But I would love to see that, right? Because like he's pretty good at it.
At least at least make him a moderator. Do something,
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, that would be really good too. Yeah, I would totally go for that. But I think politicians are really scared of him. So which is why it would be good. But
so I'm almost getting sick of saying his name as much as I am Trump, but Ron DeSantis takes on Disney. This is like two kids in the fucking sandbox fighting over the shovel. It's wild. So Disney received a lot of pressure from their employees when the whole Don't Say Gay bill came out, and the parental rights and education, all of that shit.
Mm-hmm. They also received flack for the gay couple kissing in that Buzz Lightyear movie. Yeah.
Well, their employees basically forced Disney to oppose the bill publicly.
Mm-hmm.
And DeSantis took huge issue with that and responded in a personal manner. So since the 60s, Disney is pretty much, they have the resorts, they have the land that we talked about a few episodes ago where they're building homes and shit like that. They've been self-governing, effectively like its own county. basically, is how it's operated. And it's been that way since the 60s. So, and because of that, they've gotten certain tax breaks and all kinds of shit. So DeSantis said, "Oh yeah, you oppose me? Boom. I'm taking away what's it called? Their ability to operate as an independent district. They're now going to have to answer to him,
to the new sheriff in town.
right? They're gonna have to answer to him, and they're gonna have to answer to him and pay all of these taxes and do all of this shit. So Ron DeSantis, then there's a board. I can't think of the name of the board. There's a planning Disney planning committee that oversees, what's going on with Disney, and DeSantis appointed his own cronies to sit on this board, and then have the inside hand on what's going on. Well, just before he did this, unbeknownst to him, Disney had the previous board members extend their deal. I think another 10 years, which basically shits on everything DeSantis was trying to do.
So and they did it right before this took effect. They were behind.
So they're just like ping, ping, like jab for jab. They're going back and forth. So now the latest thing, meanwhile, all of this is going on, right? And then there have been lawsuits against DeSantis and all of this revolving around the Disney shit, because now people are worried about taxpayers having to take on more. And DeSantis basically promised everybody that no taxpayer will be affected by this. Disney is going to pay for all of this. So once he learns that he can't take over Disney like he thought he could, he is now threatening them that he's going to make all of the roads leading into Disney toll roads and raise hospitality taxes, hotel taxes, which will essentially only impact the people that are going to Disney, not
and
Disney.
Universal and that whole area. Because if you've ever been there, that they're all close together. There's a lot of businesses that depend on this. Is not just Disney, but fucking nerve. He thinks he could take on Disney. Is he stupid? Yes, he is. But Disney, who fucks with Disney?
Yeah, he said who fucks with the Florida government is what he was saying.
You know what?
Disney. I think Disney has more power than the Florida government. Clearly,
when DeSantis,
we're seeing what's happening here.
When DeSantis is fucking dead and fucking fertilizer somewhere, Disney will still exist. Like, let's stop.
Well, I'm pretty sure this whole toll road shit. I can't see that happening.
The only thing it's gonna do is piss off the people who live in that area.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wonder. I kind of want him to run to see how low his numbers. Because even the people that are voting for him, if it's gonna mess with their money, they're not gonna want to be, they're not gonna agree with toll roads to move back and forth from one area to another.
I mean, and think about it. Like, if you're traveling from another state or even another country to go to Disney World, right? Like it's a big deal. If you've ever been there, you know that you'll see people from all over the world there, people all over the country. You think fucking tolls are going to change any of that for anyone? Like, no. Like, the people it's going to affect are the people who have to drive those roads every day for work or whatever it is. Like, he's not punishing the tourists that are going there. Maybe the hotel things would be a little bit more inconvenient or whatever, but it's not going to change the majority of people who are going there. You go to Disney, you go to Universal, those are life-changing events for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not going to have any impact on Disney, but the people who are going there are going to have to pay more.
Locals, people have season passes. I used to have season passes all the time to Universal Studios, and yeah, and I know people who did it for Disney as well. That's who it's gonna affect. Essentially, He's punishing the people of Florida. He's a dick. He's a fucking idiot, but this whole idea, what he's trying to do in the state with everything from the book banning and the abortions, and the guy is bad news.
Oh, well, it gets worse.
What you got?
Uh, Completely separate topic, but he just recently signed a bill making legal concealed carry a weapon,
Yes.
and
Oh
that's
yeah, I
gonna
forgot about that.
it was discussed, but he actually signed it in a closed room, with NRA
NRA.
executives standing above his shoulder, and it's gonna take effect in a couple months.
I mean,
So what happens if someone sneaks into an area that he's at with a concealed weapon and shoots him in the fucking head? I guess, I guess that'll be great, wouldn't it?
it never works out that way.
It never works out that way. No, what's going to happen is you're going to have all the fucking psychos, running around with guns in their pockets and their fucking underwear and on their person. Better yet, in their cars, in their glove compartments, under the seat. What is it gonna do to the police force?
Well, I don't know. This is where it's not clear to me yet, because as far as carrying guns in the car, that has been a Florida law. It's always been a law. I don't know. I don't want to say always, but it's long standing.
When you say it's a law, what do you mean?
Your car is viewed as an extension of your home. So you're allowed, whether you have a concealed permit or not, you're allowed to carry a gun in your car.
I didn't know that you can just. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead.
Has to be a 3-step process. So the trigger has to be covered, like it has to be in the sleeve, right, covered, and it has to be in a compartment. You can't roll around with it on your seat or under your seat. It has to be in a center console, glove compartment, or the trunk. Not something you have to go through more than one step of just grabbing it and boom. So it has to be a process. You can any Florida resident can legally do that.
Would this law change that? Do you know?
No,
Okay.
it's a separate law.
Okay.
This just changes. So concealed carry, you would have to be fingerprinted. You have to take a class, and this would allow you to carry a gun in the public on your person, on your body. Now you don't need to have the training. You don't need to be fingerprinted. That's basically what's changed. So anyone who can legally own a gun in Florida can carry a concealed gun in public without any training or background checks.
Where do we live, man? It's like the Wild West.
But
I mean,
I wonder. I'm not sure how much this is going to change, because it really wasn't hard to attain a concealed carry anyway. So I think people who wanted it could get it, unless they.
No, but that means that everyone who has a gun is gonna probably do this.
But they could have anyway, is what I'm saying. It wasn't expensive. I mean, it was less than $200. You can get a concealed carry license.
Yeah, but now it's not $200.
Yeah, but I'm sure there are going to be people who are doing it that weren't before, but I just don't know how many. I don't know how much of an impact this is going to have.
I disagree. I think it's a huge impact. Otherwise, he wouldn't even bother with it.
But that's what he does.
No.
His bills are often very empty bills that have a certain perception.
Daym, but still, like consider what this does when,
like, Julian, what you're saying is that this deterred some people to not carry their weapons because they didn't have the permit. Now it's all for grabs.
I know people who are pro Second Amendment, really want a gun but can't even afford a gun, and they don't feel like they're going to spend the money to get a gun. You have people in at all levels.
This is not going to change that.
No, I'm just saying you have people at all levels of financial like stability, right? So you do have people who have a gun. They bought the gun 5 years ago. It's there, whatever. But now, okay, I can carry it, whatever. I don't have to do anything extra. Boom. Now, how many of those people, you multiply that by the thousands and thousands of people own guns in Florida, and potentially you're going to have more violence. If just one of those people commits a violent act or whatever in public because of this law, it went too far.
Well, here's where I think is going to have the biggest impact. and this is kind of what my thoughts are behind the reasoning, is how many police killings will we
That's what I
start to
said.
see?
Because now police are going to be more scared.
The chief of police in Miami already spoke out, not happy about it at all. But says, it's the law. We'll follow the law. We'll do our best. We'll adjust. But yeah, they're a lot
See,
of.
that's a divide between the Republican Party and why so many of them are supported by the police. It blows me away, right? Because
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say, I wonder who he voted for, or who he stands behind.
Why do they consistently vote for these people, knowing that they are the ones that are making their jobs way more difficult? I don't understand it. It's like if I was a police officer, first of all, I would never do that shitty ass job. But if I was a police officer, everyone, you've heard the saying, right? Everyone's a suspect. You gotta, protect yourself and at all costs or whatever. Who wants to fucking live in a state where basically, if you're a police officer, that there's just hardly no regulation? Like they just keep chipping away at it until there's nothing, until everyone can just walk around freely with a gun.
It doesn't go quite that far because you still have to legally be able to own a gun, right?
They're chipping away at all of that.
I don't know.
As the years go by, I mean, we had an assault weapons ban. That's gone.
Yeah, every year they take something more and they take something out, and you would think that in this state we had like that Valentine's Day massacre. You would think that people would be like, no, but I don't know. Like, I don't understand the mentality between Americans and guns. I don't.
You constantly hear, oh, well, the majority of Americans, including Republicans, support common sense gun reform. You hear that shit all the time, but yet, and this is my always argument with Republicans, right? But they still fucking vote for the people who don't make any changes. The politicians that don't make any changes, the politicians that continue to support these things, they still get voted in. Is there not a conservative out there that doesn't believe in this shit? That can run? That isn't paid off by the NRA? Are there any?
Doesn't seem like it.
And if there were, they're not getting out there on the campaign trail and saying that shit.
Yeah.
I would think they would be supported.
Yeah. So I'm a conservative that believes in gun reform. Listen, I just watched a video not too long ago. It was Ronald Reagan talking about assault weapons, and that he clearly states that he believes in the Second Amendment. He believes in having a gun to wake the fuck up, Damien. He believes in having a gun to protect his home or, for hunting, sport or whatever, but he doesn't believe in having like an AK-47 or like a military style weapon. And where are those conservatives now?
In the Democratic Party.
Or independent.
Yeah, they're in the Democratic Party for sure, because there is no left. That's the left is like almost dead. Everything just keeps shifting to the right.
Yeah.
To where Bernie Sanders is an extremist.
He's that whole Bernie Sanders thing it's like a funny anomaly. I don't know what you call it, because it's like he's extreme today, but 2 years from now, everyone will be following his policies.
The funny thing with Bernie is that I couldn't imagine being in his shoes. Because for the last 30 years, he's basically screaming to the world like, "There's a better way. There's a better way," and he's right about so many things, and either he gets ignored or they totally just paint him out to be some extremist. But
then 2 years later, everything he said they're implementing.
Not really.
Well, not everything, but
yeah.
But when he was heavy on the $15 minimum wage.
Yeah. That's where you were going with that. But
yeah.
But that is a result of necessity.
Yeah, but when he was saying it, he was crazy.
Right. He was extreme, 15 an hour. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, but
Only the Republicans were seeing it as extreme.
Democrats too. They were painting him, they paint him, especially when he runs for president, like he's some extremist. Yeah, that's what they do. Universal health care, that was considered like crazy, right? Yeah, so it's just over and over. But this whole gun thing, I'm so over it. Really, I just want to see something change, and I don't know if it's just gonna keep getting worse the way I see it.
But to me, it's like, where do we, at what point do we have to get to make that shift? Because kids are still dying, schools are, there's shootings, 10, 10, 20, 30 people are still dying. Like, I don't know. Where is our end point?
Where our end point is, I believe something has to happen from the top that's going to change some of the people involved in this.
It's funny because before the podcast, I was watching this documentary and I forgot the name of the kids, but at the end of it, it's an 11-year-old boy that died because his brother that was 13 shot him when the little boy was sleeping at night. And the 13-year-old boy was just, having a bad time and mad at the parents, the adoptive parents. He was the adoptive son, and then he shot their biological son and killed him. And they had a weapon, and it was in a lockbox, but it was a wooden lockbox. And he, broke the wooden box and, killed him, shot him, and killed him. And being a responsible gun owner means nothing.
Right. You know what that is? That's an American story. Right? Isn't that just as American as taking your kid to the baseball game story? Right? Young kid shoots his sibling with a gun that belonged to his parents. Isn't that like apple pie?
Yeah, I mean,
it is.
You don't hear it anywhere else. So
it's a very American thing.
It's a very American thing, right?
And we talk about it. Like I was on social media, and what were they talking about? Oh, I was on social media watching. I was looking at this video, and it was about Muslims. I don't know if it was like a soccer video of showing Muslims that are fasting and they break their fast, while they're playing the soccer game, and there's like only one federation, which is the French, super racist people that don't acknowledge it. So yeah, I said it. I mean, the government is super racist, but it's the only federation that doesn't allow them to fast, or they don't give them the whatever. So anyway, so somebody wrote, oh, keep those people over there, like an American, keep those people over there, because what happens is they'll want to come to this country and then bomb Damien, and then bomb take a Red Bull and then bomb, us left and right. And my comment was the Arabs. He said Arabs, keep the Arabs over there. Because then what they'll do is they'll come to this country and then start bombing. And I said, how many Arabs are literally living in the United States right now? And how many suicide bombers are we having? We are literally having the white man, gun crazy people just opening fire left and right. I don't even understand how they choose to not see it. They live in fear of Muslim people coming into the country, or Mexican people coming into the country, when it's their own race and their own people that are self-imploding. And then it's like, I don't know, they're like, oh, mental health. Everybody has mental health problems, every country, but we're the only idiots that are killing each other left and right.
They like when Ben Shapiro was talking about banning transgender people from owning guns. We talked about that last month, right? So eventually, maybe we could be onto something with Republicans. Maybe they'll ban Muslims from having guns, and maybe next it'll be the Puerto Ricans, then maybe next it'll be all black people, and then transgender, and then the gay people, and maybe eventually we can solve the gun issue.
Eventually everybody's banned.
So everybody's banned, right?
For the last 20 years, Clarence Thomas has been taking undisclosed trips with billionaires.
And that's the headline, right? That's it, right?
That's alarming. It should be.
No, yeah, it's totally alarming, as we were talking about before the podcast. You know, I don't know if there's going to be even an investigation, like a serious one. I feel like, again, this is one of those things where people are just going to be like, well, what could we do about it? Nothing really.
Well,
Oh, it's not really violating any laws. We can't really prove it.
What we can do is change the laws. That's
Yes,
what we can do.
I mean, it's common sense. Why he's taking luxury gifts from billionaire donors to the GOP. I mean, there shouldn't even be a law about this. It should be just common sense. But.
Well, I mean, we had the Citizens United thing, and that shit got fucking flipped or whatever for political donations. I can't remember exactly all the details on that, but
I guess the mindset is if I have a friend who has a private plane, I can't take a flight with my friend.
That's not even a good analogy.
Well, no, but that's what they're claiming, that they're personal friends. And so for the last 20 years, they've been taking private jets and private yachts. So Clarence Thomas, as a public servant, makes $285,000 a year. One of these trips alone cost $500,000. They went island hopping in Indonesia on a privately owned yacht.
So what would you be doing for these friends and these friends and friends? You know what I mean?
And that there is where the concern lies.
I mean, even corporations, right? Where they have rules and different things where what is it, like anti-competition like policies and stuff. It's not the way we should be governing. And yeah, the Citizens United thing was basically, political donations to politicians or whatever. And obviously this isn't the same thing, but the principle is the same, right? Like, they're just allowing people who are governing or people who have power to basically be able to be bought out.
Mm-hmm.
How is that? How would anybody even argue
on the
against
highest
that?
court of this land?
The highest one.
This
and
is
that
the
guy
biggest case of
is a
Uncle Tom.
Piece of shit. Period. Going from when he was first put in there, the whole Anita Hill thing and all of that, he's just been shit all around. So I don't understand.
This guy is 74 years old.
Yeah, die already, bro. Like, get the fuck out of there. Like, just die already. Like, fucking fall off a fucking cliff in Indonesia. Like, fucking just die.
That's not where I was going.
Oh, sorry.
Where I was going is, he is a Black man from this country, 74 years old. He has lived through so much. He has seen so much. And he is out here doing this shit.
So did you see the clip? They've been playing this on the news from some documentary that, about him when he was in, where he was saying. So he was saying how, like, he's very simple. And I can't believe he even fucking said this. He said that he would rather be in a Walmart parking lot than at a beach, because he's just a simple man and he loves America and the land of America. And yeah, so just juxtapose that with him taking these elaborate trips on yachts to Indonesia.
500,000.
Just all of this raises major ethical implications, that whether or not he legally did something wrong based on today's laws, we know it's wrong, and the laws should be adjusted.
Yeah. And this is the stuff that we know. Imagine the stuff that we don't know that's going on behind closed doors.
Well, this has been going on for 20 years. We only knew because Politico did some investigation and put it out. Like, we would have never known.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So what else do we not know?
That's what I'm saying. It's probably
even
worse.
if and this is like how they're trying to justify it, right? Like, well, these are just friends or whatever. But even if, let's say, his billionaire friend didn't say pass this or vote against this and here's money, even if that never happened, the idea that he has someone who has similar political leanings to him, who's giving him and sending him on these elaborate trips, that's gonna sway him. That's gonna create a bias that he's just gonna have to,
But
like they should put that shit in check.
That's where the disclosure comes in. So I'm not fully opposed to the trips because
I'm totally opposed.
It could be nothing, but what should be happening is all of this is disclosed so that it leaves a connection, a trail, that if something does happen, it can be, here's a connection.
But Daym, no, that's horseshit, because
bro, if I was a billionaire and I was going on vacation, I would take whoever wanted to come with me. Let's go.
No,
I just want to know where I can find a billionaire friend.
Hold on. I have real fucking problems with that, because the idea that someone who has that kind of money and influence can take someone on a fucking trip and all they got to do is just disclose it. Well, what the fuck is that? Like that doesn't solve shit. That doesn't solve anything. The only thing that does, it creates a paper trail to what? Nothing. What? That he spent the night at the guy's yacht or whatever? Okay, who cares? I disclosed it. What does it matter? That shouldn't be allowed.
I don't think it should be happening. Yeah,
that behavior should not be allowed at all.
That's kind of why we have.
It's hard to say. I think it's hard to make a law that says you cannot take a vacation with your friend because they're a billionaire. I think that's going to be a challenge. So there's got to be a different way to attack.
No, it's not a challenge. It's actually pretty easy. Just don't go on vacation with a fucking billionaire. It's quite fucking easy, actually.
I want to go on vacation with a billionaire.
I don't.
It's quite easy.
It's not about going to. It's not about going to a vacation with your friend. It's like you cannot be a donor and endorse your friend's job.
I would agree with that.
Anyways, it's shady, it's horrible, and it's Republican, so
bad. It's bad.
It's bad. It's bad. It enrages me because I feel like it's not too much to ask for. You could always step down if it becomes something too much. If Clarence Thomas said, you know what, I'm going to retire. I want to spend the rest of my years vacationing with billionaires. Let him do it. I doubt he's going to get the same treatment if he wasn't a fucking justice.
I was going to say he'll probably never take a trip again. Never take a trip again.
He would have been on that trip. He would have been on that trip cleaning the toilets.
That's why those people should only be there, for 4-year terms.
In the Supreme Court?
Yeah. Yeah, not this lifetime horseshit. You could be 100 years old, getting blowjobs from, I mean, really, they go to these countries and they end up hooking up with these young fucking girls and all of that shit, and they're all fucking sick. I'm sorry. Sex trafficking. You see all these big people. The vacations they go to are places where the sex trafficking is like super high.
Right.
Come on.
All right.
Daym doesn't want to dip his toe into that, but
I'm not touching that.
I'm being hyperbolic. I'm being over the top. I'm whatever. I'm just
but it's true. Why are they going to these like third world countries where
just for clarity, Republicans are not the only ones taking these trips.
They are not.
No.
All right. That's what it sounded like we were saying. So I just want to.
No. We were talking about.
But
yeah, we were.
The ones frequently most caught. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Music and movie recommendations.
Yes.
I got absolutely fucking nothing.
Really?
Nothing dropping this week. But I do have the Wu-Tang song of the week off of the second release from the Wu-Tang Clan, which is the debut album of Method Man to Cal. This week's song is What the Blood Clot.
I love that song.
Me too.
I like when he goes, like, what can kill it be? Bumble, bumble. I sting you. This is then I bring you. That's the one, right? Yeah, that's What the Blood Clot. That joint is hot. Anyway, I got some recommendations. So on, I believe the 24th, Evil Dead Rise is coming out in the theater. So it's the newest Evil Dead film. I'm a huge horror film fanatic, and I love the Evil Dead series. So
Not something that Damien cares for.
Never even heard of
Or
never even heard of it. It is not only a cult classic, but it actually, you ever heard of Bruce Campbell or Sam
No.
Raimi? You ever heard of those guys?
no.
Oh my God. You never heard of them either?
Wait, Evil Dead. That's like an old like 80s movie, right?
Well, yeah, initially the original one was an 80s film. So then it's starring Bruce Campbell. Sam Raimi, it was a very low budget film. It was just like 4 or 5 college people who got together and made this film, and it became a cult classic. I was a kid watching this thing. I remember even seeing it in a broken down theater in New York. Extremely scary and violent for a low budget film. Anyway, the sequel was sort of like a remake. Evil Dead 2 was sort of like a remake with just a bigger budget a few years later, because it had kind of blown up in like small local theaters and stuff. And then they did eventually Army of Darkness, and Bruce Campbell became pretty famous. A lot of punchlines and stuff. He's pretty funny, one-liners. And Sam Raimi ended up directing like Spider-Man, with Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans and stuff. So he actually, are you both fucking asleep? Jesus
No,
Christ.
I'm looking up Bruce Campbell. I'm trying to.
Oh.
No,
All
I
right.
wasn't.
God
I was just looking
damn.
down. I was looking down.
So yeah, that's Bruce Campbell. So anyway, both of them became pretty
Oh,
famous.
I know him from he was on a TV show. He plays an old ex-CIA agent. Um Burn Notice.
Okay. So
Sorry, I'm sorry.
so anyway, back to the recommendation. So
Yeah.
I am gonna, in honor of the new Evil Dead coming out, which is already getting pretty good reviews. I'll be there to see it when it drops first day. I'm recommending the 2013 version of Evil Dead, which is a remake of the original film and the remake of it right after that. So it's a remake of basically 2 films in the 80s. Excellent horror film, one of the best remakes ever made. Bloody, gross, scary, fun. So love it. So I'm recommending that. The next film I'm recommending is, everyone knows my favorite probably film is The Exorcist, next to like The Godfather, right? So, Godfather 1 and 2, maybe The Shining as well, but those are my favorite movies. So another favorite of mine is The Exorcist Part 3. Not Part 2. Part 2 was garbage, hot garbage, but Part 3 technically shouldn't have been called Exorcist 3. It should have just been called Legion. That's what the book was, how it was written or whatever.
I didn't even know there was a part 3.
Yeah, it's a part 3. Excellent. Really good
I didn't even know
film.
there was a part 2.
Yeah, and even if you're not into like supernatural stuff or like that kind of movie, it's more based on something else, like more of like a killer, like a police detective type of thing. It had the late great George C. Scott, fantastic actor, Native American actor. And anyway, so I just recently picked it up on 4K. So they have the 4K of The Exorcist 3. So super excited to have it, see it in HDR, see it in 4K. Looked amazing. So those are my 2 recommendations: Evil Dead 2013 and The Exorcist Part 3. And even though we're not in spooky season, I figured I'd change it up a little bit and do some horror flicks this week.
All I want to say about movies is I want to see the Barbie movie.
Yes. I cannot wait to see that. That shit looks hilarious.
Although I have to say, Ryan Gosling, he looks like a grandpa.
It's a little weird as Ken, right? Yeah, I thought so
Yeah.
too. That's our recommendation. So
Yeah.
Daym, what you got next?
Order the Daym.
Every week, this fucking guy, every week, I say, okay, so now it's quote of the Daym. And he's like, whoa, 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 we got to remember people. So this time I'm conscious of it and I'm like, so just Daym, what we got? And he goes right to the quote of the week. So I can't catch a break, man. But anyway, that's how you guys know we don't do super prep on here. We just kind of go with it. So Daym, what you got? Quote of the Daym.
It's simple, but it's one of my favorites.
Just pass out. You should just pass the fuck out before you say it.
Wu-Tang is forever.
That's your quote.
It's the quote of the week.
That is the laziest shit I've ever seen in my
First
life.
of all, he didn't
Wu-Tang
say.
is forever.
First of all, he didn't say. I don't know who needs to hear this, but
Yeah, because it doesn't really apply to this one.
That is
Yeah.
the laziest.
It's not
quote
lazy.
of the. It's just the name of their damn freaking album.
It's a quote.
Yeah,
Wu-Tang
It's your
is for the
quote.
children. Wu-Tang is forever.
you could have said that. Wu-Tang's for the children.
It's all,
that would have even been better.
It's all intertwined. Well, Wu-Tang is for the children, and Wu-Tang is forever.
The only forever that I would say forever is Wakanda Forever.
Wu-Tang was forever first.
Way before Wakanda was ever even thought of.
Well, not really.
The
but
movie,
yeah.
anyway. I don't read comics, so I don't know when that shit came out. But Wu-Tang, forever.
Episode 25 in the books.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.